Hello, folks. Sorry I'm a couple of minutes late. We have a mint sealed bag reveal coming up tonight. It's right here. Got a 2001 bag here, or this is supposed to be a 2001 bag. We have been surprised before. Let me find my scissors here. Do a little bag strap surgery. All right. How's everybody doing? Got Aunt, Captain Cookie, Malcolm. Let's see who else. Farm Dog. A bunch of people here. I appreciate it. Is there anyone in the audience who wanted in on this who did not get a chance to buy in on this? I can do spots now prior to the bag opening. If there's anybody out there who did not get in who wants to get in, and get my stuff set up here to do the job. There we go. Got things going. Hello, Paul. Good afternoon, sir. Plan on spending about the next hour with you going through this bag of 2001 Lincoln Cents. Generally, what we would be looking for in here would be a double die obverse, pretty nice double die obverse, a couple of relatively minor double die obverses, and then a whole plethora of doubled steps, columns, things like that on the reverse, doubled knees, doubled feet. All kinds of stuff near the center of the design on the reverse. I think we have at least 20 to 30 different dies to be working with here, so there is a good chance that we could find something. Also looking for error coins. 2001 was the last year that the Mint put the coins in canvas bags like this. The following year, 2002, they started doing the ballistic bags, and you can't buy those because, well, first of all, they weigh a ton, and they're quite large and very inconvenient to carry, and they have a large number of coins in them. All right, so it looks like we have a little tiny start already to this bag. It's got a little bust in the stitches, so I think, yeah, it'll come apart pretty easily if I just keep pulling on this string. So somebody tell me if you have not been in yet. Have you not gotten into this particular bag reveal and you want in, you need to let me know right now. Because I am just about to pull that string and open the bag. Here we go, another 3 or 4 stitches here. Doesn't matter until I get it all the way open though, right? So you can see how it's coming apart pretty quickly and pretty easily. You just pull on it, and the stitches just come right out. And eventually you just get a pile of string in your hand, and that pile of string used to hold that bag shut. Not anymore. Let's see what we have inside. Well, they are 2001 Philadelphia. It is a bag of 2001 Philadelphia, and right off the top, I don't see a huge bursting number of errors or other issues. I did open a bag of 2001 one time many years ago. Actually, it was in 2001, and it was full of railroad rim coins, partial color strikes. There were probably 150, 200 of them in there. Just looking here real quick to see if we have anything like error-like in here. If there's off-centers, there's going to be a bunch of them. Saddle strikes, anything like that. Blank planchets, anything like that. There's going to be a pretty decent number of them if there's one. I don't see anything, however. The coins are all average. They don't look especially great. They don't look bad either. So that's what we have. Hello, Doug. All right, let me get my working spot straightened out a little bit here. My little tray wasn't working. It was too small, so I got a little black piece of cloth to lay out here and use. I'm going to tuck the bag under so I can get to the coins more easily, and you'll actually be able to see them, I guess, if I can. Actually, my camera needs to be zoomed out as much as I can get it. It is zoomed out as much as I can get it zoomed out. Let's do this. Let's do this. There we go. And I need to make enough room. There. And make enough room to lay some names out right here. Okay, what is my... That's my extent. Oof, that's not going to be much. I don't get a lot of space to do this. I got to figure out a better way, right? Well, let's lay out 5 names, and then I'll work on trying to get us to a point where we're actually looking at the coins. We've got way too low. Let's see here. And this light needs to go away. So I end up with, wow, this isn't working well, is it? Let's see here. There we go. We've got Wanda, Stephen, Wanda, Parviz, and Mark. And I'll put these back where they go. And I will get out the stick. Let me get my microphone and everything adjusted to the right position. There we go. Now, what we're especially looking for would be a nice double die obverse that mostly shows on the latter half of Liberty. This one is listed in Wexler and in Conecuh listings. Wexler has a couple of other very minor double die obverses listed that we could try to look for. However, both have a plethora of statue doubling and column doubling on the reverse to look for. I know these are kind of minor, but if you can get them actually listed properly, they're pretty good sellers and they're pretty interesting collectibles. So we'll see what we can do. Okay, I'm going to set this stack of coins here for later. Now we have our first pairs to look through. This one will be for a Wanda, and that is not a double die. It looks very thick on the date, but we have to understand that the date's going to look kind of thick on a lot of these because that's just how it was in 2001. What we're looking for more than anything is extra thickness, a lot of extra thickness in the Y of Liberty. And keep looking here, and let me get my camera tilted around the right way. There we go. Got nothing there. Let's take a look at the next pair. The next pair we start off with, let me knock the lighting down on this just a little bit. The last bunch of coins we went through wasn't quite this bright. Okay, I'm going to be looking kind of closely at that area around the bridge of the nose and the eye to see if we see other things pop up that look like this, because this looks almost like a doubled eye, and that is interesting. We have to see if that shows up on other coins. I'm not sure if that's part of the design here or not. Let's check this one. Okay, it's on that one too, so it could be a part of the design. Like I said, these coins aren't especially nice, but they're not especially bad either. Okay, there's another one. It's got the same mark on it, so we're talking about part of the design. Or maybe not. Well, let's keep going through this to see what we get. I'll keep watching that eye area. It looks like that's just part of the design. One of the minor doubled die obverses is actually a doubled ear. And so we have to keep an eyeball out for that. And the doubled ear shows as a little hump behind the earlobe. And so it should not be really hard to spot. Okay, that's the obverse on all of these. Let's take a look at the reverse. Here is our first coin. Now, looking at the reverse, I see a small bit of a column doubling next to the knees, on the right side of the knees here. But that's just not enough. That's not enough to list it because when it's too minor, it's just too minor. But that is a very, very minor double die reverse. Ooh, what's that? Oh, that's just a hair laying on the coin. I thought it might be a die crack or something. Here's our second coin. Our second coin shows us nothing in the center of the design. I'm kind of looking around. I'm looking to be sure that it's got the wide AM design. That would be something that would be quite a story if we ran into one that was the wide AM. The close AM is what we're supposed to have on 2001. Never has there been a wide AM reported. However, that doesn't necessarily mean they cannot possibly exist. That just means we don't know of them to exist. So we check. And we check diligently. There's another one of those minor double columns. It's just in case you're having trouble picking it out. It is right here. That little tiny nub right there is actually a little tiny bit of a double die. It isn't enough to list. Especially if I have to point stuff out to you. Not enough. Not gonna do it. I'm looking to see if I see anything here. Nothing on this coin. A lot of these have some little spots on them. That's just part of how the quality of the coins worked out in 2001. Actually, for a number of years through that era, a lot of the coins worked out to have mixed quality. It's also part of why getting high-grade coins is kind of tough to do. Now, the ones that came in mint sets were actually really, really nice coins, so they're not hard to find with high grade because most of the high-grade coins are mint set coins. Once you get into the bag coins, though, finding higher grade coins is going to be difficult. There's another one of those really minor double die reverse there. So there's a lot of those in here, I guess. There's another one. So we're finding quite a number of those. They are very minor. Nothing I would list. Just kind of there. It would be a mention as a marker if we had something else to be looking for. You know, it's like, do you know of that wide AM with the really, really minor column doubling on the reverse? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that one. That's what we would use that doubling for. It's just a marker to talk about something else. Okay, got nothing there. I'll go ahead and tuck these away in their new home. Yeah, you never know. We could end up with good stuff in here. We could end up with a complete dud bag. But for $1.25 a coin, what can you expect, right? You never know what we're going to come out with. We could come out with some really, really good stuff. We could come out with just nothing. But our first 5 pairs have not proven to produce anything particularly profound. I'm stuck on P today. Perhaps as we plunder through, we may propagate some proper pairs. Okay, this says Frostbite on it. I don't know if you guys can even read it. There's Paul. There's Taco, Mark, and Cookie. So Frostbite, Paul, Taco, Mark, and Cookie. Let's see what I can do about perhaps pulling some pretty pieces out of these pairs. I am just hot. Right? Yo, Chuck, you're the corniest dude I've ever known. Whoa, thanks, dude. I love corn. Let's see. Sweet corn. That's the way I like it. Let's back off of this. We're just getting too much detail. Don't need that much detail to see what we need to see. Still got that eye thing going on with all of them, so I believe that's just part of the design. I always love getting into a bag. Bag's one of those things where, well, if you check out, you're going to check out pretty big. But if you get something out of a bag, you know, like we've been doing with the RPMs, you can score pretty big. We did score pretty big on that 59D bag. We got 4 different pretty nice RPMs that were already listed. Now it's just a matter of raking them in, right? I do understand that some of you guys want to buy some rolls from that bag. I will make them available during the auction on Tuesday, or you can email me ahead of time. There is no limit to the number of them you can purchase. It's just a matter of trying to get everything working all in the right method to be able to record what you guys want, get you billed for it, and get it so that I've got it ready to ship. Try to remember, one person, and one person cannot do everything. I just try as hard as I can. As hard as I might. Sometimes I still can't get everything done that I would like to get done. Let's see here. You like turtles? I like turtles too. Let's see, nothing there. I'm not getting anything on the obverses of these, and it looks like the reverses are so far only turning up one very minor double die. And that minor double die is not something we're necessarily going to be able to list because it's just too minor. But that doesn't mean that we're not going to find something. It just means we haven't yet. Anybody's into trail dies, there's a minor trail die going off to the southeast from the letters in Pluribus Unum. It probably also shows as... it doesn't, I guess not. I thought it was going to show us some wavy steps. I've had wavy steps on 2001 coins before, and the wavy steps thing has kind of died on the vine. Due to the published information by BJ Neff, where he insists that they were a part of the die creation and were not doubling, yet they were part of how the die was heated, which I don't know, some agree with and some don't. I don't, but it is what it is. I can't tell you what it is, though. I'm not trying to define what it is, but I actually believe it's die polishing that causes that. What's that little thing? Had a little nest of fuzz up there. Thought a bird was trying to make a nest up there in the corner, maybe a junk bug or something. Okay, well, I really wish this was more meaningful than it seems that it's turning out, but it looks like we're kind of going nowhere with this fast. There's one of those minor double dies there. You can see the doubling just to the right of the foot on the right side of the statue. I am not seeing anything else to stop and talk about yet. Not going to give up. I'm not that easy. Yes, Whatnot will be tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central. I'll be working on the broadcast later this evening and through the early hours tomorrow. I've been working since 8 o'clock this morning, so I'm kind of toast for the night. But I will have a list of items that we will be running up tomorrow morning. However, that doesn't mean that you can't show up and say, hey, I'd like to see a 1994 proof coin. I can go pull a 1994 proof and put it up for sale just as fast as I can prep an auction. That's the good thing about Whatnot, is things can be prepped on the fly. You don't even have to be ready ahead of time. And so we can run whatever we want to run. We can buy whatever we want to buy. I mean, I've got some toners. I've got some Canadian toners. I've got some BU coins ready and prepped up for tomorrow. But we can add anything in that we want to add in. Do anything we want to do. It's it's my show, so I can do whatever I want with it, right? Okay, here we go. Let's get 5 people out to see who our winning participants are going to be this time. There's Tyler, Paul, Richard, Jordan, and Cookie. All right. Let's see how this works out. We've got Tyler first. Date's awful thick. Sure looks like it should be a double die, but it just isn't. It's pretty much that thick on all 2001 cents. Also notice how far away it is from the rim. I mean, it's like the numbers are all bunched up together. It's kind of the first time they ever really did that, and I think it looks a little lopsided. Let's see. I don't see anything here. And on this one, still looking for that doubled ear as well. I have to unfortunately go with an emphatic no. It doesn't appear that there is anything going on here. Alright, that's it for those obverses. Good evening, Frostbite. Yes, for all who are involved and clued in, please do not forget that we have, I think we've got 4 reveals to run tomorrow. Those will happen tomorrow during the daytime hours. And then the auction on Whatnot will be tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, on the Copper Coins channel on Whatnot. And you find that by going to whatnot.com/user/coppercoins. All one word. whatnot.com/user/coppercoins. And you'll find me there. If you're not already a user, you can use my invite link to come join Whatnot and get $15 of free merchandise on your first purchase. You can do that by using, if you're not already a Whatnot participant, you can do that by going to whatnot.com/invite/coppercoins. That's /invite/coppercoins. And that will take you in to a place where you can sign up and put your payment method in, and as soon as you do, it'll tell you that you get a $15 credit on your first purchase. Then you can go over to my store, my buy now items that I'll be assigning to the auction, and you can buy now items that are related to tomorrow's auction and get your first $15 worth free. that would be free. I'm sorry, folks, we're just not going to find anything here, it doesn't look like. Unfortunately, as many coins as we've been through so far, it doesn't really look like it's going to produce any more than it already has. And that would be pretty much not at all. That's all of those. That's what, 15 dozen coins, or 15 pairs of coins. That's 30 coins we've been through so far. We'll do 100 coins before we're done with this altogether. And then I just start creating inserts for everybody and putting their pairs of coins in and getting them shipped out to you. But yeah, it's kind of looking a little bit on the bleak side. Starting to look just a little bit bleak. Right? Win some, lose some. I was kind of hoping that this 2001 bag would be that bag, you know, that not a whole lot of people bother going through 2001. Now you know why, right? Let's see here. Captain Morgan Dollar. We've got Frostbite. We've got Doug. We've got Mickey. And we've got Carl. I'll dump these out sometime later and see if there's errors in them. If there are, I'll share those errors with you guys. If there's anything like brockages, indents, partial color strikes, blank planchets, struck through cap die, off-center strikes, clip planchets, all those sorts of things. I'll share those with you guys. Alright, there's my 5 pairs. And Captain comes up first here. Captain Morgan Dollar. And his first coin is this one here. Nothing there. Second coin. Nothing on that one either. Third coin would be the first of the second pair. That's Frostbite. That's Frostbite's second coin there. 2'001. That's actually a gas blister, kind of plating blister. Shows up next to the face too, and there's one that runs the entire length of the coin there. Alright, this is our third pair. This is Doug's coin here. And Doug's second coin. One for Mickey. And 2 for Mickey. One for Carl. And 2 for Carl. That's it for that. Yeah, those pesky little bubbles. Sometimes they're almost a joke because they pop up in some spots that I had a big bubble shoved up Lincoln's nose one time. They can be kind of funny or irritating when you've got a coin that's otherwise perfect and it has a big giant bubble on it. That is one of the first deterrents you see to a very high grade coin. You get a coin that would otherwise grade 68 and it's got a big giant bubble on it. It's going to be hard to get a 68 grade put on that. Not really so happy with the overall quality of these coins. They're not mint seal bag quality coins what I would generally expect. So they're not the prettiest. It's another one of those really minor double dies there. We call those column bars. It's right there to the right of Lincoln's leg. All right. Put these away. I wish I had better news. Balancing a slate on his head. I've seen stuff that looks kind of like that. Big spikes running into Lincoln's head on the obverse too. All kinds of stuff. Alright, next 5. Tyler, Mark, Taco, Paul, and Sissy. Good evening, Art. Nice to see you here, brother. We are not having a lot of luck with this bag. You always hope for the best, but you got to be realistic and plan for disappointment as well, because that's going to happen more often than not. We've been really lucky with the bags we've had lately. I'm hoping to stretch that luck a little bit further. We're going to be doing a 1985D bag next. That'll be a week to 2 weeks from now. Probably a week. It'll probably be next week. I might sell those spots coming up Monday on the reveal show. I won't be doing any regular roll reveals this coming week. I'm trying to back down just a little bit so I can get things all set and cleaned up and whatnot. My mess has become more of a mess because I haven't had time to deal with it, because I've been spending so much time dealing with everything else. So we're just we're kind of working on having a little bit of a slowdown for a week or so. Need to take a week off eventually, but that's not going to happen this coming week. Maybe I'll take the following week off. I am going to have time where I'm going to have to take time off coming up in May. We're taking a trip to Missouri, and I'll be gone for a number of days. I'll have to get those dates out for you and start planning for that, because I've got to get everything done, finished, out of here and out of the way before I end up needing those vacation days. Well, that last one was just kind of ugly. Though I tell you what, man, there's a really, really special ugly coin right there that belongs in the zinc pot and not in somebody's collection. So I'm going to replace 2 coins here. So I've just replaced 2 coins. One for Paul, one for Sissy. When they're just that nasty, I can't stomach sending them out to someone. Now, a lot of these coins just they're not pleasing, they're not great, but they're also not horrible. Well, this couple of coins I just replaced, they're kind of horrible. So, one was that one on the obverse, the very last obverse that you saw. I replaced that one. Well, folks, it looks like, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to really find anything in this bag. We've been through enough of it now. It's probably time to just start digging through and seeing if we can find any blanks or off-centers or anything like that that you might find in a sealed bag. Let's see what we can find that way, perhaps. Alright, let's go that direction with it. I'll go ahead and put these in their new homes. And we'll dump a bunch of these coins out and see if there's anything in here special that we can kind of give ourselves a high five about. Because we need a high five right now. We need a group hug. We need a coin that's going to make us happy. Right? I'm feeling sadness. I'm feeling some dismay. Okay, well, let's do this. I am going to stop looking for the inobvious, turn the scope off, because we're not getting anywhere with that. Let's just do this. I'm going to knock this image out, and I'm going to bring this bag up nice and pretty so we can just dump a couple of handfuls of coins out and see if we see anything that's like error pretty. I don't see anything there. Let's get some more. Let me move the bag. There we go. Alright, now let's see if I can see anything that's not round, anything that is blank on one side, anything that is larger than a penny should look or feel, or anything other than normal. I haven't seen anything yet here. Which we're only going through a small portion of what we have. But I'm trying to dig in. And let's try to zoom in just a little bit here. Get a small area that we can look at together. I don't really see anything in here that's outside the norm. You have to remember, we just opened this sealed bag. We just opened the mint stitching on this bag, so we are the first humans to really lay our eyes on these coins. So there's no telling what we could possibly find. It doesn't look like there's really been anything in here so far. I am handling these gently. I mean, I do plan on selling BU rolls eventually out of this. Just not seeing anything. Yes, Paul. Just send me an email. Let me know. cd@coppercoins.com. Somebody could put that in there. Please do so for me. cd@coppercoins.com. Just email me if you want any of the... I've got the 1960D rolls and I've got the 1959D rolls out of the quote-unquote hot bags. I've also got 1989 rolls out of that hot bag. It's got 3 different double die obverses. The 1959 rolls are producing an average of about 50 to 60% RPMs per roll. I have about 20 of those left. Those are $15 a roll. The 1960D, they're relatively hot too. They've got a few different RPMs in them that are listed RPMs. In fact, those are more like 75% RPMs, but there's more minor ones. There are a couple of nice ones, but there are more minor ones in the 60D. Those are also 15 per roll. And in the 1989 with the double die obverses, you can expect 1 or 2, maybe 3 double die obverses per roll. There's 3 different dies, and those are $10 per roll. Thank you, Paul. The hot bag, Kelly. There's 3 different bags we've been pulling some really nice die varieties out of so far. There is a 1989 Philadelphia roll, 1989 Philadelphia. 89 Philadelphia roll has been doing a really good job with double die obverses. The 1960 D bag that we opened probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago now, that one is actually doing a very good job with RPMs. There's a number of RPMs coming out of it, and they're pretty decent. And then the biggest hot bag that we had was one. It was supposed to be a 1959 Philadelphia bag, and that was last week. It turned out to be a 1959 Denver bag, and it produced a really nice number of RPMs to the extent that you get about 50 to 60% nice RPMs per roll. So we're talking close to 25 RPMs per roll, and even if you were to get $1 a piece out of those RPMs, you would be doing very well with the rolls at $15 a piece. I'm not seeing anything in this that's outside the norm. I'm looking for like brockages, indents, anything odd, strange. Railroad rims. I'm watching for off-center coins, coins that don't sound right, don't look right. I'm not seeing anything in here. So, unfortunately, this bag is kind of a loss. Yep. That's correct. 59D and 60D are $15 per roll. The 89s are $10 per roll. That $10 per roll is just right around the price that a normal 1989 roll would sell for. But these are, well, kind of known to have some RPMs. This is from the very bottom of the bag. The very bottom of the bag. What was at the very bottom? So anything heavy would kind of sink, kind of like gold. So kind of hoping that maybe there's some treasure at the bottom of the bag. And I don't see anything. I got half the bag laying out on the desk, and I haven't seen a single odd coin. Last of the memorials were in 2008. That was the last year of the memorial penny. Then they went to the 1 year set of the bicentennial birth of Lincoln coins. The 4 different designs in 2009. Then 2010 they went to the shield, and we've been doing the shields ever since. And although there were a lot of people who bought into the story and believed that 2022 was going to be the last year of the Lincoln cent, and then other people bought in that 2023 was going to be the last year of the Lincoln cent, and lo and behold, there is no plan to stop making Lincoln cents after 2023. It appears as though we are well on our way toward a 2024 Lincoln cent as well. Yeah, just nothing there. Sorry, folks. That's just the way. It's the way the cookie crumbles, right? Sometimes you just don't get what you're really looking for. But anyhow, I think that's going to mark an end to the show, and we're 50 minutes in now, and have not found anything of any real remarkable pull. I can make these available to you now at $1 a roll. If anybody wants them at $1 a roll, I paid more than that for it for the bag. But at $1 a roll, you can't lose, and you'll end up having some 2001 pennies. If anybody wants them at $1 a roll, email me, cd@coppercoins.com. Let me know how many rolls you'd like to have, and I will be placing them into paper wrappers for you. And I guess that's all I've got. Are there any questions, any comments, anything else? Don't forget that we do have the roll reveal show coming up on Monday, regular auction on Tuesday, roll reveal show. Eric will be selling rolls, and I will be selling spots in a 1985 sealed bag, 1985D sealed bag. Lots of really nice RPMs in 1985D. Any chance that we could find them? Of course. So, did I purchase any other bags recently? I have bags. I have a line on bags pretty much constantly. Had a guy call yesterday, said that he might be able to get me a couple more 60D bags. So we may be into some 60D bags sometime soon. I have a 1993D bag headed toward me. I have another 1993D bag already. I have a 1960 Philadelphia. I have another 1963 Philadelphia. I tried to get a 1964 Philadelphia, but the guy was on crack. 64 Philadelphia bags shouldn't sell for over about $250, maybe $300. And this guy wanted like $800 for his bag. I thought, dude, you're crazy. Let's see. If they made them out of copper for the last year of the scent production. Yeah. There are some of the modern scents that are copper for the mint sets only. But the idea that they're actually going to mint a copper scent for a year just because, yeah, I think you'd probably have better luck trying to put wings on a pig and have it fly. That's all I've got for now. I appreciate it. You guys have always supported me well, and I appreciate that very much. Hey, look at this. This is ugly as hell. This one's definitely coming out, and it's going into the copper bin. Look at this. That's just gross. Right? That's definitely going in the copper bin. This is one of the reverses. One of the ones I rejected because of the reverse. Yeah, you get this kind of crap sometimes in a bag. And so I go through and I make sure I clean out all the junk, all the obvious junk. Here's another one. This one's obvious junk. But there's a lot of nice coins in here. Don't get me wrong. But the obvious junk, yeah, it's going away. All right, folks, I appreciate it. You guys have a great night. And I'll see you at the reveals tomorrow and then at the Whatnot auction tomorrow evening.